Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Dr. D's. We are back with another video. So today we're talking about if you should summon this weekend. I think we all know the answer. We have been waiting for this banner for quite some time. People's been saving their shards for this banner right here, guys. For this banner right here. And a lot of you guys might be wondering, yo D's, you back from your vacation? Are you back in the US of A? The answer is no, I'm still enjoying myself on vacation, but luckily Moonton went ahead and gave us the heads up that Hex and Twyla would be here for Halloween. So I was like, you know what, why not make a video on it? You know what I'm saying? So we are definitely summoning, and even if you are a newer player in this game, I would highly recommend to summon, guys. I would highly recommend to summon. Hex will change your account. He is about that life. And if you are on the fence on summoning, I'm about to show you the reasons why you should summon. And also we'll go over Twyla as well. Since she's not up and I don't have access to the test server, I can't actually show you guys Twyla, but I went ahead and took some screenshots so we could go over her abilities. But let's just say she is definitely going to be about that life when it comes to Guild Boss 2. I mean, she absolutely booty claps Simra. I'm not even joking. I can't wait to get my hands on this chick. And also, you know, she'll unlock a bond skill for my guy right here. But first, let's go over Hex, man. I mean, this guy right here, let's just say, for Halloween, you wouldn't have a better hero for a banner. Let's go. I mean, he's got the whole Joker look to him, right? He's got the cards of fate, and don't let the looks fool you. This guy is an absolute booty clapper, guys. So the one thing that I love about my guy Hex is that he is a marksman, so he gets the marksman range, right? But he's a magic marksman, guys, so he deals magic damage. One of the few marksmen that actually deals magic damage, and he's part of the Piercer Lord faction along with the Infernal faction. I mean, he gets the best of both worlds, and he just absolutely claps cheeks, right? He puts the clap in cheeks. Let's go. So when we go over this guy's kit, I mean, first off, if we get Twyla, you know, for all you Hex owners, it's kind of cool because this bond skill, I mean, me personally, I would want something that increases his damage, right? But you know, when Fate of the Hermit is triggered, Hex gains an additional shield equal to 40% of attack for 10 seconds. If Twyla is on the field, reduces Hex cost by 4. So, you know, it gives them a little bit more survivability. For those of you guys that don't know what Fate the Hermit is, Fate the Hermit is a passive. When triggered by receiving damage, resists the incoming damage and gains invisibility for 3 seconds. This effect can only be triggered one time every 40 seconds. Honestly, this has saved me quite a few times, especially if you're struggling on the guild boss. Let's say guild boss 1. You know, you're struggling with it. On my free-to-play account, you know, sometimes the boss would wipe my guys and Hex would be the last guy standing. You know, he withstands that damage, and then I could go ahead and lay out some other guys and keep it going, right? That was back before I could defeat all 3 phases on Nightmare 4. So, you know, hey, that's another reason to get Hex, right? He survives a little bit longer, and he just deals a massive amount of damage. I mean, again, need I say more? He's part of the Piercer Lord faction and Infernal faction, and this kit's absolutely insane. He is a single target booty clapper, but, you know, like I said, he gains 1 card of fate with each attack. When having 4 cards, the hero has a chance to randomly obtain 1 card from the following. So basically these cards do damage, right? It would be cool if you could control which card for which stage, like Guild Boss 1, you would probably want, here, let's see, you would probably want Death. Deals 500% damage one time and inflicts burning for 5 seconds. That's awesome. This has Guild Boss 1 and even Guild Boss 2. Anything with single target, it has it written all over it. But then you got this one, Temperance. Throws 3 cards, each dealing 140% damage while inflicting a 75% slow for 5 seconds. So, you know, this could come into handy with like, I don't know, Void Rift. He's really good for Void Rift. I use him for Void Rift for my free-to-play and my main account. I mean, honestly, you could use this guy in about everything, guys. You can use him in almost everything. Then the last one is Strength. Increases attack by 30% and attack speed by 70 for 25 seconds. I mean, this one would be another good one for Guild Boss 1 and Guild Boss 2. But then we come down here, I mean, his ultimate just claps cheeks. I'm not going to read this. Just know he starts popping all these cards and he starts doing a bunch of damage. I mean, just look at this. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that just does a massive amount of single target damage. Hex is that guy. Hex is about that life, guys. I'm not going to dive too deep into his kit. Just know he's a booty clapper, guys. He's one of the best in the business, and you definitely need this guy on your account. And then we also got my girl Twyla. Honestly, I don't even know what epics are going to be for this banner, but it doesn't matter. Hex and Twyla make up for it. They could have 3 of the worst epics, and I'm still going to say we need to pull this weekend, all right? So let's get right into Twyla's kit. Alright guys, so here we got Twyla. This is the bond skill. I know this isn't the same as I normally do, but again, I don't have access to this test server, so this was the best I could come up with, but it looks a little plain. Here, there we go. Now it looks a little better. Let's go. So, this is the Mad Devotee. This is the bond skill. If you have my guy Hex, you will have this skill unlocked if you get lucky and pull my girl Twyla. So right here, reduces Twyla's first deployment cost by 6. Each time Hex draws a card, Twyla permanently increases crit damage by 5%, up to 60% crit damage. I mean, that is an awesome bond skill. Basically, if you have both of them in the same lineup, let's say Simra, let's say Guild Boss 1, let's say whatever you want to use both of them in, guess what? This bond skill, I mean, you're automatically going to get a 60% crit damage increase. That is so good. Now, I wish Hex's bond skill was like this. I mean, that is an awesome bond skill that's just going to allow my girl to clap some cheeks. Let's go. Next up, we have the talent. And let me just say, she is a fighter, a normal type fighter. And I made sure to bring up the deranged blade. I made sure to take a screenshot with the deranged blades out. So basically, this talent, each basic attack launched has a 25% chance to trigger deranged blade. What does deranged blade do? Deals 20% damage 12 times consecutively and inflicts bleed for 5 seconds. That sounds pretty nasty. That sounds like it could clap some cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Then it gets even better. The trigger chance of deranged blade is increased by 5% each time the ultimate is cast, up to 15%. So to sum it all up, if you trigger her ultimate 3 times, once you trigger it 3 times, the trigger chance of deranged blade will be increased by 15%, ultimately making it a 40% chance each time she does a basic attack. So I'm thinking like maybe a good amount of attack speed, because we want her proccing as many of these as possible, as many of them as possible. That's just my thoughts off the top of my head. I'll know more once I pull her. If I pull her, I will definitely be pulling. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make a video on it, but I will be pulling because I definitely want this chick. Then now we have her ultimate, the Slice and Dice. Let's go. When activated, increases damage by 50% and reduces attack interval by 20%, granting deranged blade an extra 6 instances of damage, lasting for 20 seconds, deals 200% damage 2 times to one enemy immediately. I think the best part about this ultimate is the fact it only costs 600. So she is going to be proccing this pretty quickly. She's going to be just doing ultimate after ultimate. Oh, and it's a manual. Okay, since it was only 600 cost, I was assuming it would be an auto, but it's manual, so we get to control it. We could go ahead and pair it up with Dolores or Constance or whoever, whatever inspiration you have. You could go ahead and pair it up with it. I mean, sounds like a pretty good hero. And I know she's good for Guild Boss 2. I think Guild Boss 1 she'll be pretty legit for as well. She sounds like she's just a gosh dang booty clapper, guys. Let's go. Then the last thing I wanted to highlight on her kit was Symphony of Ruin. So this one gets a little tricky because I'm assuming that she would just keep attacking. But if you're putting her in a stage like a campaign or something and there's no one in range, she's just going to get her ultimate back faster. But let's go ahead and read into it. After not dealing damage for 2 seconds, increases rage regen auto by 20. That's lit. This effect is removed upon dealing damage. So like Guild Boss 1, Guild Boss 2, I'm assuming she's going to keep attacking, so this passive won't be in effect at all. But only unless there was something I missed on her kit, kind of hard to tell without me actually being able to pull her up, right? But all in all, it seems like a pretty good kit. I definitely feel she is worth it. And even if you don't want Twyla, Hex is definitely worth it if you guys do not have him. So I wish all you guys the best of luck, and I will see you guys a week from now. Let's go. You guys have a great rest of your night, and thank you for making it to the end.